Welcome back, everybody, to the Denver Bears franchise. We have now made it back to the NLCS for the second straight season. 3 years in a row we've been in the playoffs and have improved every single year, as we made the wild card game 2 years ago where we did face the Washington Nationals. We get a rematch with them. They have a very good offensive team. Now, their pitching isn't elite, but still very, very good. But their offense is where they shine. CJ Abrams starts out this series on the not injured list, but on the bench because he did hurt his ankle in game number 4, sliding back into second base. And now we will miss him at least for the first couple of games here in this series, as we have a matchup of Brady Singer and Mike Soroka already. So let's see if Soroka can start us out with a game number 1 win. So here is Trey Turner leading off the game here. As we are at home, we have home field advantage. This series goes 7 games as opposed to the NLDS that went 5 games. And right away, Trey Turner taking advantage of Soroka, getting a hit and stealing second. Back to the plate now. Here's Soroka. He does get a fly ball to left field, and the speedy Trey Turner does stay at second base. And now there's one out. Rafael Devers to the plate. He hits one to second base. That one will be thrown on to first by Zion Storm, who gets to start at second base. 2 outs in this inning. That brings up Josh Bell, who's hitting 700 here in the playoffs. As we walk him, as that brings up Nathan Kern, and he goes up the box, and that one will be the first run here in the NLCS already in the first inning. That one will be a 1-0 game. Now on to 2 outs in this inning now, and now there's bases loaded. After that hit, Soroka looks a little shaky early on. Ground ball to short now, but this one will get us out of that inning. And that one will do it here, as we do give up 1 run, but a bunch of hits given up in the first. Jesse Winker at the plate now. He hits one to right center field. That one will get all the way to the wall, and he has continued to swing a very good bat here in the playoffs. And that one starts us out with a double here with 2 outs. Eugenio Suarez not having quite the playoffs he had last season. He does ground out off of a hack pitch low in the zone. So here is Will Benson at the plate now. He swings that one low. This one is driven deep, and it is gone. Will Benson has been the surprise of the playoffs, really. We really thought that it would be a liability to have him in the lineup, but he is swinging a pretty good bat and giving us much needed power right in that middle of the lineup, and he has proven it here, making it 1-1. Chris Stewart at the plate now. He gets one over the middle of the plate. This one's driven deep, and it's gone. Back-to-back home runs here for the Bears. Chris Stewart taking over for Rafael Marchand. He has not given up that spot at catcher at all. I have had no need to play Marchand because Chris Stewart is absolutely swinging a hot stick. Now on to the top of the 3rd inning. Here's Nathan Kern back at the plate, who had that RBI single earlier. He walks here with 2 outs. That brings up the next batter. Fly ball to deep right field. This one is going to be off of the wall. Benson fields it, but it will be a tie ball game, 2-2 here in the 3rd, as Nathan Kern comes in to score. And now the Washington Nationals have tied this game up with a man on second base here. Hit to the left side, and it's snagged by Suarez, thrown on to first, and Winker will be there for the out. So 2-2 game here, as that brings up Benito Ozuna here, who starts in left field today. That one will be low and inside, and it will be ball 4. Luis Arraez is at the plate now, as the top of our lineup is at the plate. We do send him on this pitch. This one will be a ground ball to second base, thrown on to first, but it looks like Ozuna makes it all the way to third base on that. Josh Bell looks like he fell asleep a little bit. Didn't expect him to go all the way to 3. Winker at the plate now, and he continues to hit the ball well. His second hit of the game makes it 3-2 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Rafael Devers at the plate now. Mike Soroka with his 85th pitch will leave one over the middle, and that one will be driven deep, and it's gone. Juan Soto left for the Tampa Bay Rays. They replaced Soto with Devers, and he does make it a tie ball game here in the 5th inning. Is now here we are at 3-3. Luis Arias, he answers right back in the bottom of the 5th. How about the dingers in this game? 4-3. Both teams are hitting the long ball today, and it looks like Arias may start to get that bat going. We signed him in the offseason to a 1-year deal, hoping that he would be that big spark we need to put us over the top. Will Benson up in the 6th inning, and look at him continuing to hit the ball pretty well. Steven Strasburg on the mound for the Nationals. That will be a single up the middle for Benson. Chris Stewart up at the plate. He already has 1 home run today. Is now a 1-2 pitch. He drives one deep. That one is absolutely crushed. It's a home run. A perfect swing. 461. His 2nd home run of the game. Chris Stewart coming through. We traded for him right before the trade deadline from the Texas Rangers, who had a plethora of catchers, and he was the 3rd in line. But look what he's doing here in the playoffs. Devers here at the plate here in the 7th inning. Now down by 3 runs are the Nationals. This one will be a nice leadoff double off of Giovanni Gallegos. And now that brings up Josh Bell. Was hitting over 700 coming into this game, but is officially 0-3 after this at bat. To start out the NLCS, 1 out here. As let's see if we can get out of this jam with a man on second base. That brings up Kevin Newman, who's 3 for 3 in this game. He hits one to right field. This one will be run down by Benson. I gotta say, Benson has changed our defense being out there in right field. When we had Cale Helfrich out there in the beginning of the NLDS, it was a different ball game. Nothing gets past Benson in right field. Jackson Reeds to the plate now with a man on first base. This one will be a ground ball, but no double play as it's thrown onto first base. 1 out here in the 8th inning. Carter Kieboom to the plate. He hits one deep to center field. This one's got carry. It gets to the warning track. It will be fielded off of the wall, and it will be an RBI double here as the Washington Nationals do trim this lead down to 2 runs. The middle of their lineup is coming up. J.J. Bleday at the plate. He hits one to second base, and it will just be a ground out. And we get out of that 8th inning and bring in Jordan Hicks, who has yet to surrender any runs here in the playoffs. A welcome exciting for him as now he pitches his 4th inning. Let's see what he does facing the middle of the lineup. This one will be Devers, and this one is just a tapper in front of the plate. 1 out. Josh Bell 0 for 3 in this game. Make it 0 for 4. He is just looking. 101 mile an hour sinker. 2 outs. Nathan Kern. He swings that one inside, and it will be a fly ball in the infield, and we get the win here in game number 1. The Nationals cannot keep up with the Bears. They do get 11 hits, but our hits were just timely. 6-4. Our pitching came through when it needed to. Mike Soroka gave him 9 hits in this game, but still gets the win. So on to game number 2, and right away you can see we are facing Trevor Bauer. We start Willingham in this game and score 5 runs in the 1st inning. What an inning for the Bears, and we take a commanding lead as we put Ramel Coffer on the mound. So on to the 3rd inning. Coffer gives up a error that time to Josh Bell, and we get out of that 4th inning. On to the 5th inning now. Coffer still dealing, only giving up 2 hits in this one. On to the 5th inning. We add 2 more on. Coffer helps himself out at the plate with an RBI single. But now in the 6th inning, he gives up 2 home runs, a bunch of hits, and a 3-run home run. It's now just a 1-run game here as we move on to the bottom of the 6th inning. We add 1 more run of insurance, and now we bring in Mike Salucci for the game here and out of the bullpen, and we have to go to Trez Jenkins. He shuts it down in the 7th inning. Can we add 1 more? We do. It's now 6-9. We have 14 hits in this game. Let's see if we can add another one. We do again. Brian Reynolds with the RBI single. On to the 9th inning. Trez Jenkins. He gets the save. How about that game? 5-run first inning, 17 hits, and we get the win. Ramel Coffer looks kind of shaky late in that game, but I think we may have left him in just a bit too long, but it does not hurt us as we get the win in game number 2. We take a 2-0 lead, and now we head to DC to face the Nationals on the road here with a commanding lead. Luis Severino still has low energy. He is still recovering from that game 5. He did start 2 games in the NLDS, so we will rest him and hopefully pitch him in game number 4 if he is at full health. And we'll see. We face Seth Romero on the mound, and let's see if we can go up 3-0. That would be incredible. So here is CJ Abrams, who is healthy now. He does get the start at shortstop in this game, and good to see him back. We had Zion Storm starting at second base. Now we have our normal lineup back into the game. Here is Muhammad Willingham. He is very, very good at hitting versus lefties, but he swings at a terrible pitch on that one. 1 out, and that brings up the red-hot Jesse Winker. He hits one to the right side. That one will get through the infield, and another hit for Winker. 1 out here in the first inning. That's going to bring up Eugenio Suarez, and he swings at one low, gets fooled by the changeup. As that brings up Ryan McMahon, who we start at second base today over Luis Arias. He's very good at hitting versus lefties, so that's why we did this. And then he swings at this one and pops it up to center field. And that one will be the 3rd out of the inning. So with the man on second base, we could not score any runs, as that brings up Jackson Dietz to the plate now in the 2nd inning. That one will be a hit to the right side. That one will be a single. Seth Romero at the plate now, helping himself out at the plate, and that one will get down in center field. And now in the 2nd inning, they have a man in scoring position. Justin Maxwell gets the start today. He faces Trey Turner. It leaves one right over the middle of the plate. That one won't be missed. It's a home run into the bullpen. The 2nd home run of the playoffs by Trey Turner. It's a 3-0 lead as they return home in front of their home crowd, trying to get back in this series. And it's now a 3-0 lead. J.J. Bleday comes to the plate now with 2 outs. He swings and misses at the circle change, but Justin Maxwell has pitched excellent here in the playoffs so far, but gives up a 3-run bomb there in the 2nd inning. On to the 3rd inning. This is C.J. Abrams back at the plate, 2 for 2 in his return here, as that one will be a single to center field. As that brings up Winker again with 1 out. Outside pitch, and he goes with it, and Winker continues to hit the ball extremely well. And that one will be another single. Same scenario as the 1st inning. Men on 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Suarez, this one's driven deep to left field. This one just hangs up in the air. It stays in the park. Suarez had 2 opportunities so far with men on 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Ryan McMahon at the plate now, and hitting in that 5 spot, and he just flies out to left field. Same result as the 1st inning, as we have not gotten any runs so far through the first 5 innings. That brings up Muhammad Willingham to the plate in the top of the 5th. That one will be a single, and hopefully he can start something with 2 outs here. As now let's see, that brings up Winker at the 3 spot. He hits one to center field, and another hits by Winker. 3 for 3 here for Winker. I mean, the guy is just red hot at the plate. You just cannot get him out. Even pitches out of the zone, he's just smacking them all over the yard. Eugenio Suarez comes up with another opportunity to drive a run in, but another pop out to center field. He's had 3 opportunities in this game with guys on 1st and 2nd, and he could not deliver in any of those opportunities. We bring in DeAnthony Pierre for the first time here in the playoffs. He pitched excellent here in the regular season, so I'm expecting that he will come in and pitch pretty well for us. And he is a guy that can be a starter, but we'll see what he does in a long relief bid. This is a ground ball to first base. This one will be a double play as Pierre gets the ground ball that time. 2 outs as they do get a man on first base. Nathan Kern hits one to left field pretty well, but right at Winker. And Pierre doesn't look bad right there. Bottom of the 6th inning, now in a little bit of a jam. Men on first and second again. Ground ball up the middle, but Pierre gets out of this jam as well. But our offense has to come through. Now we move on to the top of the 8th inning. This is going to bring up Muhammad Willingham to the plate, facing Tanner Rainey at the plate. This one is over the middle and driven deep to left field. Will it stay in? It will. It's a home run. Muhammad Willingham, 409 feet. That one will be gone. And that one will be the first run of the game here for the Denver Bears, as that brings up Jesse Winker to the plate now. Inside fastball. He swings and misses at that one. Ryan McMahon at the plate as well. And he swings and misses. A bad swing at that pitch. Way out of the zone. On to the top of the 9th inning. The Washington Nationals do tack on one more run. And the Bears now down by 3 runs. That's an infield fly that time by Will Benson. One out here. That brings up Chris Stewart, who's been swinging a very, very hot bat. He flies out into foul territory. Josh Bell camps under that one. 2 outs, down to our last batter of this game. Brian Reynolds at the plate. He has been hitting decent here in the playoffs, and it's just a weak ground ball to short, and that one will be the game. A 4-1 loss here in game number 3, but we still do have the lead, but the Nationals are right back in this one with a victory at home. And we'll see if the Bears can get past the Nationals. We know how good their offense is, but our pitching has been doing pretty well actually in the first 3 games. So we'll have to see it. Besides that 6-run, 6-inning last game, we'll see if our team can come through. That's going to do it here for the start of the NLCS. With a 2-1 lead, can the Bears close this one out? Hit subscribe, hit that like button, stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I hope the rain don't come in November.